Welcome to Aman Jaiswal's YouTube channel. In my last video, I told you about the first part of the exposure triangle, which was shutter speed. Today we will be talking about the second part of the exposure triangle, which is aperture. Aperture is a hole in the lens which controls the amount of light which is entering the camera. The bigger the aperture, more amount of light passes through it. The smaller the aperture, less amount of light passes through it. The aperture is also known as f-number or f-stop. For example, f1.8, f5.6, f11 and f16, etc. The range of the aperture value is from 1.8 to f22. The smaller the f-stop number, the larger the aperture, and the larger the f-stop number, the smaller the aperture. Typical range of aperture used in photography is f2.8 to f22. Depth of field is how shallow or deep the focus is behind the object. When the aperture opens narrow, for example, a higher value such as f11, f16 and f22, both background and foreground stay in focus, resulting in a flatness which we call depth of field. Usually, when you shoot landscapes, you should use a smaller aperture. As mentioned, you can have a clear landscape. In my first photograph, you will see the depth of field is shallow. So, only the object will be in focus and background blurred. In my second photograph, you will see the depth of field is deep. The bigger the aperture, shallower the depth of field, and smaller the aperture, the deeper the depth of field. We also can use the aperture to create a bokeh effect. Bokeh effect is defined as a soft out of focus. The background when you get while you are shooting with a fast lens at the widest aperture such as f2.8 or higher. A very small aperture like f22 can create a problem by making the dust on the sensor that has been cleaned. Different light conditions give a different effect in a photograph. With a set shutter speed and ISO, you can control and set the aperture to get different effects. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel